Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and I am just simply going to say, I love what the end of this chapter is talking about. I will say, I love the conversation around systems, and I will say successful people leave clues. You just have to pick up on them and then copy. That's it. All right. As you're tuning in, good morning. Clearly, the sun is shining and beautifully. I might have to move. Or you're going to see all the little dust particles going through my house. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Couple things. Thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for your presence matters. And I love it when you hop on and say good morning. So good morning. I just want to honor every time we come on. My hope is to just say thank you to some of you who share my videos. So we've got Marsha West Day. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I think it was a video yesterday. And 𝗲𝗲𝗄𝗏. I probably said it wrong. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning. It is going to be an incredible day. You might go, how do you know? Well, guess what? It's the power of your mindset and what you think and what you believe. And also, if the day doesn't go the way you want it to, something that we have learned and implemented into our lives is having a high AQ and a high EQ. So adaptability and controlling your emotions. If you can do those two things, you really should have a good outlook on life. And every single day should be a great day for you. There are better days, of course, but having adaptability and control over your emotions will help 100%. All right. Are you ready? So we are wrapping up chapter 7. And yesterday we talked about the law of design. There's a lot of things I want to say, but I'll just say this. So I'm diving into, he talks about to develop strategies and systems. Now, I've been thinking a lot about this. How many of you read a book more than once? Look at the light shining through my fingers. Isn't that funny? How many of you read a book more than once? I was like, man, I don't know. And then the more I read through the end of chapter 7 today. I was like, if you haven't taken one action step from the book, then my question to you is, did it really get in you? Right? So here, I actually have a question I'd love for you to know. How many of you have created systems? I'm going to tell you what a system is in a second. How many of you have created systems that actually have changed your life? A system, he's going to talk about this. Where did it go? Okay, we're just going to go forward, and then we'll talk more about systems in a minute, and I'll tell you why. All right, so he says, most accomplishments in life come more easily if you approach them strategically. Rarely does a haphazard approach ever accomplish anything great. So if you've dove into this year and your mindset is, I'm going to lose some weight. It's going to be a great year, right? Maybe you thought it. Yep, I'm going to lose some weight. It's going to be great, but you haven't created systems. And a system ultimately creates and shifts your habits. You don't just fall into a healthy habit. You don't just fall into the gym. You don't just fall into losing 50 pounds. You've got to have systems in place. It's going to create healthy habits long term, right? It doesn't just happen. There's no such thing as getting healthy out of luck, right? He says, one of the greatest secrets to his personal growth and high productivity is the use of systems for everything. And you can use systems in creating your morning, right? Owning your day. You should have a system for how you're going to get healthy, how you're going to the gym. All of these things need a system in place in order for you to be productive, in order for you to accomplish these goals. He says, I have a system for capturing and filing all of my good ideas. I have a system for growing personally and gleaming information. He says, I try to read 4 books every month. 2 easy books that I can go through quickly, 2 books that I really have to listen to. He says, I have system, and he's an author, right? So his systems are going to be different than yours, but I'm giving you ideas. He says, I have a system I'm sorry, he says, this practice has changed my life. I have a system for thinking. I have a system for writing. I have a system for planning my day. I have a system for planning my month. I have systems that plan everything that I want to accomplish in life. So my question to you is this. What goals do you have for this year? And did you put systems behind them? What is a system? It's a process for predictably achieving a goal based on specifics, orderly, repeatedly principles and practices. Systems leverage your time, money, and abilities. Systems are deliberate, they're intentional, and they're practical. They improve your performance. A life without any systems is a life where the person must face every task and challenge from scratch. And so my question to you is this. If you want to get healthy this year, excuse me, every morning. All right, all good. If you want to get healthy this year, what are some systems you put into place? Anybody have any systems? Okay, for me, I wanted to get stronger. My daughter kind of threw me into this system. But every day, we get up, I do all of my morning things, my DMOs. So actually, let me tell you this. In order for me to own my day and not let other people own my day, I have a system in place for my entire day. So in the morning, I do something called my DMOs, my daily method of operation. And I do an entire checklist of things before my kids are awake. I read, I do lives, I drink my ketones, I do more reading, I follow up with questions. I answered a lot of your questions this morning that send me messages. So that is a system. I was working out in the morning, but what I found is I wasn't pushing myself hard enough. And my daughter had said, would you join CrossFit with me? And I thought, you know what? That is going to help me reach more of my growth goals if I really truly want to get stronger. So the system shifted. And I said, all right. So in the afternoons, we go to CrossFit. I come home, I drink my protein, I eat my lunch, I finish homeschooling. Like I have a system for my day. Not always does it go my way, but most of the time it does because I have it written down. I've got my calendar out. I've got the things I want to accomplish today. If you just get up in the morning, I'll tell you what a lack of systems looks like. If you get up in the morning, you hit your snooze button 18 times, you feel like you're always behind, right? You don't know where things are at. Like, oh, I wanted to go to the gym today. I've got to grab my shoes. Where are they? The system would be to get ready for the gym the night before, right? Have all of your workout stuff by the door or have all of your things in a bag so that you grab the bag. Systems make it so that you don't struggle through every process every day. A system will help you stay on task, stay focused, get more accomplished. And I have to say this, like, I know we went through this book. I said in the title of this video, you can look at any successful person and you can see systems in their lives, right? Structure. Yes, you're right. System, structure, have things written down, have an agenda. They don't let the world control their day. So we went through this book in June. We actually went through two of these books, this book and this book. If you just need to own your morning and have a system, this book is hands down incredible. I might just redo these books over the next months, because if you don't have systems in place and you went through these with me this summer, then clearly you didn't do the action. And I also agree, and I 100% understand that people need to read things and be told things over and over again. The sun is coming in real hot. If you do not have systems in place, then we need to redo the book, right? We need to take it slower, and you need to put those things in place in order for you to accomplish the goals. If you don't, you're going to come back next year restarting all over again. I don't want to do that. Ever. All right. Look at my hair looks red. I feel like I should shift this a little bit. Is that better? Okay, let's wrap this up so you can go about your day. And you need to get some systems in place. I love it. Hey, Heather, I just said thank you to you earlier in the video if you didn't see it. I just didn't know how to say your last name. So thank you for sharing the video. I truly appreciate it. And we're going to get some systems in place. I'll just read a couple little things. So he goes on and tells a ton of stories, right? All of the systems he has in place to accomplish the goals that he wants to accomplish. He says, unhappiness is not knowing what you want and then killing yourself trying to get it without systems. It's good, right? He shares a lot of different stories. I'm just going to read you a couple highlights. When people know their work is being measured, their productivity increases. No plan is worth the paper it is printed on unless you start doing what's on the paper. So then he really dives into, okay, we have a system, we have goals, you have to take action. This is great, and then I'm going to let you go. He says, what are you going to do now? That's a great question for us to ask ourselves every time we go out into our playing field. Every time you get up in the morning, what am I going to do today? You should have it written down. What are you going to do? It's not enough just to plan, though planning is important. Both planning and action must go together. The plan creates the track. The action provides the traction. So anytime you have a goal, but you think you won't be able to reach it, don't adjust the goal, adjust the action. That's so good. You can have all of this written down. You can have your goals in a calendar. If you are not taking the action and moving forward, it doesn't matter, right? So you've got the plan, you've got the track, you've got the traction from the action. Oh, that is so good, and I didn't even read it. It's a rhyme. All right. Being organized gives you a sense of power. And you will never change your life until you change something that you do daily. The secret to your success is found in your daily routine. I'm going to tell you something. Any of these incredible, motivational, inspirational books, this book, and all the other books that we've read all say the same thing. You will find yourself having more success if you have, goodness gracious, every morning, I'm like cloggy. I'm not sick. I think it has to do with the fireplace and the smoke. Anyways, I'm going to say that again because it was super good as I was giving you my cloggy throat. You will never change your life until you change something that you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. So any system that you develop needs to promote consistency. What does it take to develop consistency? A system and the discipline to follow through. Hands down, 100% agree. To end the chapter, he just shares some stories, and I'll end with this. Many people who try to develop strategies for their life and growth make them so hard and complicated. He said, here's a simple thought for you. Any system you develop should be simple and straightforward. To test this, try explaining it to a friend to see if they pass the two tests. Try explaining it to a friend. The first is whatever you can explain needs to be clarified, and they can clearly explain it back to you. If they can't, it may be too complicated. The second is to see if your friend knows of a better or simpler way to achieve your goal. So explain it to your friend. If they can't explain it back to you, and if they can't give you, maybe they've got some ideas to help you with your goals or your systems, it's too hard. You want to go to the gym? Your system is the night before, my bag is packed, my shoes are ready, I know where my keys are at, I'm not fumbling around my house because I hit the snooze button, but I actually have a system in place to get me out the door. Why am I always late for work? Why are my kids late for school? Why am I X, Y, and Z? Those things that frustrate you need a system behind it so that you can seamlessly flow through your morning. You're going to feel more accomplished. You're going to achieve more of your goals because you have systems in place. With all of that said, I think we just reached the halfway mark to this book. This book is great. We should be able to get through it by the end of the month. Tomorrow is the Law of Pain. I don't like that title. The Law of Pain. Unless I find a different book, And I'll let you know, I've been going through my bookshelves and kind of looking at some other things. There is a book called The Power of Positive Thinking. It's really great. It's really a good book to listen to. I think we're going to redo these books. Why? Because there are certain books that help you own your morning, and I bet if I asked a majority of people on the KetoMom page if they feel like they own their day, actually I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a poll on the KetoMom page later today or on my stories. If people don't feel like they own their morning and they own their day, then we have to redo these books. We have to. All right. This is a book that we're going to most likely do, and then Atomic Habits. And it's so interesting because all of these people have the same concept. Systems, getting organized, owning your day will help you accomplish your goals. All right. That's all I have for you. Sorry that I was hacking so much, but thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you, and continue to follow along, ask questions. There's plenty of recipes and tips and tricks here on the page. No shortage of recipe info, ketone info. Send me a message with whatever question you have, and I'll come back later. Have a good afternoon or good morning. Bye, everybody.